So I have been looking around at the characters we have on this account, and I saw that we could do something kind of fun. We could use this team we currently have here with Clorinde, Emily, Lynette, and Sigewinne to build some form of a Clorinde Hyperbloom team. Because now that Sigewinne is built, we have a decent Hydro applier that is not Nouvelette, because I don't really want to use him as a, support character. Plus Sigewinne heal, so we don't die as easy, because Bloom cores can have problems. We can then swirl that Hydro with Lynette to keep some consistent Hydro, chuck in Emily to get the Dendro, and boom, Hyperbloom with Clorinde, which I feel like could be quite fun because Clorinde has a pretty fast-paced playstyle with this whole thing. We don't really need to touch any of the other builds. Lynette is only at level 80, so I might want to get her leveled up if we can, which we might be able to. But that is not the main focus. The main focus is on Clorinde, who I will need to get a lot more EM on. And then probably Emily, which I would want to run on Deepwood. First things first, let's have a look at Clorinde here. We are obviously not going to be using Finale of the Deep because you want Elemental Mastery. And it just so happens that we have absolutely 0 Elemental Mastery swords. So I will be heading to Leeway and getting the free 3-star one because that will be the best we can do for the time being. I think it's you. Do you have a weapon for me? Yes, there we go. Dark Iron Sword. Now the fun bit is going to be seeing if we can actually get it leveled up very far. I will just get it as far as we possibly can for the time being because that will be better than nothing. And then we can deal with artifacts. I think I'm going to run Flower of Paradise Lost because I think that's better. And also, it is not in the strongbox from memory. Okay, never mind, it is in the strongbox. So I think it'd probably be more worthwhile to go farm this set, and then I can chuck all the other pieces in here. So we can hopefully get a solid set for Clorinde and a solid set for Emily. And by the looks of things, from that crafting, we will only be able to get this weapon up one more time, so level 70. Okay, no, wait, we can go one more. Level 80. Now, we definitely won't be able to go further than this, I'd imagine. No, this is not open today. I should be able to craft all of these. We can't level it up, so that is fine. Level 80 will do for now. So now let's have a look at artifacts. I have already got a couple Flower of Paradise Lost. I don't know if they're good. By the looks of things, no, they are definitely not good. I'm going to take a wild guess that majority of this video is going to be farming artifacts because I need 2 sets for characters. These other 2 are fine. We have Viridescent on Lynette, levels of whatever, and she's running Favonius. She is only level 80, but I will probably do a whole dedicated video on her once I get her C6, because then I can build DPS and that will be fun. And then we have obviously Sigewinne, which you would have seen from her last video. She's running all her good stuff. Well, there is already quite the amount of numbers going on. We're seeing Electro numbers, we're seeing Dendro numbers, we're seeing Hydro numbers. There's lots happening. The other thing about this team is that Hyperbloom is quite a good reaction, so this might be a solid team for like a second half of Abyss if we need a Hyperbloom team. I would obviously much rather use like a DPS Nouvelette or whatever kind of team, but this is definitely an option if we need to use Hyperbloom. Well, last run of the first batch of resin and we get nothing. I'm going to throw all of them straight into the Artifact Strongbox and hope for some Flower of Paradise Lost pieces. Well, I managed to find the 2 easiest ones, so that's good. I just need to find all the other pieces that are not so easy to get. That looks kind of pretty. Ooh, okay. Don't like the substats, but EM. We will take that. That is 3 pieces now. So if I can find one more, whether that is a circlet or a goblet, doesn't really matter. I just need one of them. Ooh, okay, wait. It's a piece we already have, but it is a much better Elemental Mastery, so I'll take it. We do kind of need Elemental Mastery on the circlet, though, which we do not get. So now, let's jump in here and have a look at the pieces. We have that piece, no EM. We have this piece with 16 Elemental Mastery, 23, 19, and a 4-line start with 16. I think I'm going to try this one just because it has a chance to be better. Let's see, Elemental Mastery. Okay, I'm done with that. I don't love that piece, but it is like the best we have so far. Now this piece could be really nice. 4-line start with Elemental Mastery, rolls into Elemental Mastery. First roll, flat HP, second roll. More flat HP. Let's see, Elemental Mastery, attack percent. Okay, more Elemental Mastery. Okay, wait, no, we found a better one. We have definitely found a better one. Yes, this looks so nice. Hit like crit damage or EM one more time. Okay, crit rate. It's way, way, way better. There we go. I am definitely taking that. That one is used for later. Now we have this piece over here. I do not really care how this rolls because it doesn't really matter, but 24% crit damage, bit of energy recharge, flat attack. Hell yeah. Boom, there is a nice Elemental Mastery Sands for you. We do not have anything in the way of goblets, nor do we have anything in the way of circlets. So back to farming and then chucking more stuff in the strongbox. Because we still have not got a single Deepwood memory, and Deepwood memory would be quite nice because Emily would make use of that quite well. Now I'm trying to keep an eye out for the actual damage we're doing from Hyperblooms, but there is so much damage going on right now. I cannot tell. We're getting damage from Emily, we're getting damage from Sigewinne, we're getting damage from Lynette, we're getting damage from Clorinde's Hyperblooms and Clorinde's Electro damage. I have zero clue what is going on, which is going to make it quite difficult to spot our Hyperblooms. I'm just trying to look at whenever we do a Hyperbloom, where the actual Hyperbloom ends up landing and trying to guess what damage it is from that, which is not really working. Now, Clorinde, how much HP do you have? Well, that's why she's dying so much. She has quite a low amount of HP. I should probably fix that. I do actually think I have been playing I do actually think that I do. Can I English, please? I do actually think that I play Clorinde a little bit wrong, because I feel like sometimes I'm not quite doing the perfect 3 normal attacks to skill. I feel like that's not really happening. It could be just there's so much going on that I don't really notice. But I feel like she loses HP quite rapidly, and I feel like she's not making any back when I do her skills. That being said, I felt like that one was quite good. She is still doing about the same damage. Actually, not quite. She's doing a little bit less, but it feels about the same as what she was doing before. I think she was doing about 14-ish Ks before, and now she's dropped down to about like 8, so she's lost like half her damage just from doing normal electro attacks. But when you mix in some aggravates into that, it does actually feel pretty solid. Like, it feels like we are doing a decent amount of damage. And, well, there's a lot of numbers going on, so we are definitely doing something. I can't see anything. That was just a mess of numbers, and it looked quite pretty. And it was a pretty quick clear, so it must have been a decent amount of damage coming from all those numbers. Okay, last run for this batch. We have another 5 runs, I think. Can we please see just 1? Actually, no, we need 4. We need 4 decent artifacts. Do not really care how they roll. I just kind of need Deepwood. Seeing as it is on Emily, I don't think we need EM because she doesn't do anything with EM. We just kind of want attack, I think, because we are running still just like normal Emily. So I think we still want attack, in which case I kind of forgot to look for attack pieces. So let me quickly have a look. Do we have any better piece? No, not really. Here, definitely not. Again, definitely not. We have no pieces there, and what do you know? Yeah, nothing there either. Basically, I want exactly what she currently has, just on Deepwood. EM. Yes! Perfect. Thank you very, 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 very much. Now, I do not care that it is absolutely horrendous in terms of substats. It just got even worse. Doesn't bother me. I'm just going for EM. And this is the only EM piece we have, so I'll take it. There we go. Now we can run a off-piece EM over here. Our options are very limited, and unfortunately that is probably our best, so let's just hope this last roll is not that. Oh well. It's not incredible, but there we go. 4-piece Flower of Paradise Lost on Clorinde. That sits her at 866 EM. It doesn't really look like I'm going to be able to increase that EM too much more, unfortunately. Obviously the weapon being ascended one more time would help, but our artifacts are pretty not great, especially that piece. This one's okay. 63M is pretty solid. It's on the higher end. It's not the highest, but it is higher. This is quite bad. So I would love to get a better one, but we don't have any, so that will not be happening. So we have one more batch of resin to spend. I'm gonna call it after this because we don't really need any more pieces for Clorinde, and I'm praying that we get something for Emily. Also, I'd rather not spend a ton of fragile resin on this, seeing as I'm just kind of messing around with things. I'm not like trying to go for a full-on perfect build. You know, that's a nice piece, but it's kind of useless because we don't need EM for Emily. We want attack. If that was Nahida, it'd be good. I will say Emily's Dendra application feels a little bit on the slower side. I just feel like I'm not getting as many bloom cores all of the time. Like sometimes I notice there'll be like one core out on the ground, which I feel like there should be more of. But then that is probably a bit of a mix between Sigewinne and Lynette's Hydra application running out and Emily's Dendra application running out. I think from doing that run, I think Emily's fine. I think her Dendro's up good enough. Once Lynette's burst runs out, we kind of run out of all Hydra application and things go bad quite quickly. But while we have Lynette's burst up and all the other stuff, it's pretty good. We get quite consistent Hyperblooms. This piece is looking quite good. And crit damage again. Crit damage again. Perfect. I like that piece. That is a good piece for Emily. Everything else, not so much. I think I am just going to leave her on this for the time being. I know it's not great. We only have 1400 attack and every stat's looking pretty bad. But I just kind of want her to be on 4-piece Deepwood just so we get that Dendro resistant shred. Obviously, we are looking for a better 4-piece Deepwood, but for the time being, that's okay. Our luck in that domain is not going great, so I don't really want to do too many more runs in there. Plus, we already have Clorinde sitting at a decent amount of EM, so I'm fine. So now we have a somewhat okay team. Let me go test them out. Damage. I literally cannot see anything, but I think that was a 31,000, 31k Hyperbloom, which is pretty good. And then Emily was doing like 10Ks, I think. I couldn't really see too much, but I felt like there was some 10Ks happening maybe. Or I'm just seeing things, one of the two. Yeah, 31k Hyperblooms, plus quite a few Quicken and Aggravates in there as well, which is just because Sigewinne and Lynette's stuff ran out, so we just were doing Aggravates, which still did a decent amount of damage. Now, Hyperbloom, and especially this kind of Hyperbloom, does sort of work a little bit better against multiple enemies. So, yeah, I'm gonna quickly run Abyss. Yeah, no, Clorinde being able to move around a bunch is definitely very nice for that side. It is quite good with multiple targets because Clorinde can just hit them all really, really easily. But yeah, no, the damage is definitely pretty good. We're hitting 31k on the Hyperblooms, which is pretty good. That's, I think, about what Cookie was doing on supports only without Nahida. Obviously, without Hyperblooms, because Clorinde isn't built for it, she isn't doing a whole ton of damage, but that is to be somewhat expected, considering she doesn't have great stats. But getting a little bit more EM on Clorinde would definitely be a good thing. And then getting Emily on a better Deepwood memory would also be good. Apart from that, I feel like the team's pretty solid. Obviously, if we had a better off-field Hydro and Dendro apply, it would be better. But I do quite enjoy using the team. And really, that's all that matters. And when we have this much stuff going on the screen and this many numbers, it makes it even more enjoyable. Because who doesn't like 18,000 different numbers happening at once? This is definitely a problem. The Hydro application is definitely not great. Furina would definitely help this team because she can apply Hydro. I don't think as much initially, but she can apply it for a longer period of time, which is the main problem we have. By the time I have done like all the setup and used Emily's burst and everything, and then done Clorinde's burst, most of the Hydro's already gone, and then all of Clorinde's normal attacks are just using the Bloom cores that are currently already on field. So more long-term Hydro application would be nice. I think I should probably do floor 11 at some point because I don't need to do floor 9 again. But yeah, that is a future problem. I cannot be bothered to do more Abyss right now. What I can be bothered to do is go check out this and see if Iron Sting is craftable. It is definitely not going to be craftable from you though. Mr. Wagner, do you have the Iron Sting for me? Yes, you do. Okay, I should probably get that. Well, Iron Sting has been acquired. I doubt I'll be able to go too far with it. And we have encountered the first problem, which is we need a lot more of these. So I will be dealing with that at a much, much later time because I can't really be bothered to do that right now. Also, I'm pretty happy with the damage we've done. And I think that getting better artifacts is a big priority. So I will come back to this team, probably when we have Furina, because the Hydra application will be a little bit better. But until then, I am quite happy with this team. We do big damage and everything is lovely. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you like this video, go check out the video where I built Clorinde as she is intended to be built. And with that being said, I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.